We finally got an opportunity to do another unboxing here on the channel, and we're not going to waste any more time. Let's take a look at the brand new expansion pack for the board game called Villainous. Welcome back to Eye to Eye Disney Through Our Eyes. My name is Kyle, and for today's unboxing video, we're going to be taking a look at the Villainous board game expansion pack. So it's important to note that this is actually an expansion pack and not the original game. Now, the cool thing about this is that you can actually play this as its own game. You can play it by itself or combine it with the original game with these other combined characters that you have here. Now, what's cool about this game is it's about the villains. As you can see here, you have Hades, Dr. Facilier, and the Evil Queen added to the original deck, which has characters like Captain Hook, Ursula, and even Jafar that you can play with on there. 6 characters in that one, 3 in this one. I was waiting for them to bring my favorite character, Hades, to this, so let's open this up and take a look at what's inside. Alright, so the first thing that you see when you open this up is, with any board game, the instruction manual here. From what I've read thus far in it, it is basically the exact same game. For you to be able to play it with the original, it would have to be. And I'm sure that there are a few different things with each character that you can play with in this. We won't go through all of the rules on here and bore you guys with that, but that's the first thing in there. Alright, first thing that you open up out after the instructions are the game pieces here, and you can see, I'm going to show you my favorite first, Hades in all its glorious detail. The blue color for him, as well as all the little puffs of smoke down at the bottom there, rising up to the flames on top of his head. I'm going to be hard pressed to not play a game without this one. Next, Dr. Facilier. You can see it's got the little feather in his cap, the tall hat, the distinct, almost magenta color that he has in that. I would say that so far of all the pieces, even from the original, this is the least distinct one, but it still has touches of Dr. Facilier. And finally, the Evil Queen, which you can tell looks, I mean, literally just like her. This is probably the most obvious out of all of them. It's basically her same body type and structure, the long billowing cape, crown on top with that weird thing, collar thing on the back there. So those are the 3 pieces you get: the Evil Queen, the Hades piece, and Dr. Facilier as well. Next, when you open this up, these are going to be your playing board pieces, each for a character themselves. The one you can see on top is the Evil Queen, so let's open them up and take a look inside. Alright, so now that I've got all that wonderful plastic wrapping off there, we can take a look at each of these a little bit up close. And we can see the Evil Queen, I'll be the fairest in the land, and each one of these opens up into your playing board into 3 different realms that you can see for the Evil Queen: laboratory, or laboratory, whichever way you want to say it, the woods, the mine, and the dwarves' cottage. Dr. Facilier, I got friends on the other side. It's always going to be their catchphrase. And you can see his places: the Voodoo Emporium, the Parade, Tiana's Palace, and the Bayou. Hades, you can see here, obviously going to be my favorite: the Underworld, Thebes, the Gardens, and Mount Olympus. All 4 realms for Hades, and his was everybody's got a weakness. Probably not the best line they could have said for him, but I don't know. I feel like he's got a lot better ones than that. So if we look further in here, you're going to have other packages to open as well. In this one here, I believe this is your guides to this game, to the different pieces and how to play each character properly. So the Evil Queen Villain Guide, you can see there, it opens up, and it'll give you instructions about how to play properly with each character, all her different cards that are going to be in there that you can play with her. Same thing for Dr. Facilier. We won't open them all up, and Hades as well. And then each one comes with your action symbols card on how you play the game. Now, this is not a video about how to play the game, just to give you guys a perspective of what's in it. So if you're interested in playing, it can be very complicated. Lots of symbols to learn, but every player gets one of those when they play. So if we look a little further down there, there's going to be some more decks of cards to use for each villain. As you can see, some of them relate to Hades, some of them relate to the Evil Queen, and some of them relate to Dr. Facilier. So this is Hades deck. They're going to be fate cards. Some of these are things that Hades can use to win the game. Some of these are also things that players can use against you. So obviously Zeus can be used against you since he is the brother of Hades and the one that Hades hated anyway. So let's open these up and take a little bit look inside. Alright, so we'll look just at a few of the cards here. Obviously we already talked about Zeus. We've got a Hermes card, Medallion, Pegasus, Go the Distance, the Gospel Truth, Lightning Bolt, Phil, and then we've got a Hercules, Megara, Lightning Bolt, Hera, and then you get into more ones. The light colored ones are going to be the ones that can be played against you. The darker ones are the ones that you can use. So you got Pain, Argus, Chariot, Ready to Rumble, Panic, One Rule, Hydra. See, I'm gonna really like this, getting to play with all the different monsters. The Planets Align, Pyros, Nessus, Achilles Heel. That's just funny. Mortality Potion, Cerberus. A couple of other ones that you've already seen: Stratos, Ruthless, the Fates, Hydros, and looks like we might Lithos, and it looks like we might Rage. Have seen them all right now. So those are the cards that you can play with for Hades that you can play and use to your advantage if you're Hades, and these are the ones that can be used against you in the Fate deck. Alright, so next let's talk about the Evil Queen ones. Again, two sets of decks in here. One is going to be played against you and one is going to be played for you. So we see Dopey on top. Let's open up and look a little bit further at them. Again, the light colored ones are going to be the ones that can be played against you, and the darker ones are the ones that you can use for yourself. So we got Dopey, Bashful, Pickaxe, Doc, Love's First Kiss, Sleepy, Woodland Creatures, Sneezy, Wishing Well, Snow White, Love's First Kiss, Grumpy, Happy, and there you go. So that should have been all the drawers in that one. So now the ones that you can use for yourself if you're playing as the Evil Queen: the Huntsman, the Box, Take a Bite, Black Magic, Jealousy, Magic Tombs, Mummy Dust, Take a Bite, Vanity, Fixia, Scream of Fright, Black of Night, feel like I'm casting a spell, Thunderbolt, Mirror, Old Hag's Cackle, Throne, and it looks like everything else will be basically the same thing. So there you go, the two decks for Evil Queen, the ones that can be played for you and the ones that can be played by others against you in that deck. Alright, next we have the deck for Dr. Facilier, and we'll open this up. First one we see here is Naveen, but let's look at all the cards on the inside. Alright, so here we have all of Dr. Facilier's cards. Let's take a look at the ones that can be used against you, the light colored ones. We've got Naveen, first off, Big Daddy LeBluff, Boof, or whatever you say that, the Evening Star, Charlotte, Mama Odie, almost there, Eudora, Juju, Tiana, Louise, almost there, we already talked about that one, and then Ray. I was wondering if Ray was going to come up there. All the ones that can be used against you to help defeat you, and then the deck that can be used for you. So it's going to be Talisman, Voodoo Dolls, Desperation, Terror, Friends on the Other Side, Masked Spirits, Frog Form, Lawrence, Shadow Spirits, The Cards Will Tell, Rule New Orleans, Sleight of Hand, Illusion Powder, Kane, and that's about it. So there are a lot of repeats. As you can also see, the deck is a lot bigger that you can use for yourself than the deck that can be used against you. But there you go, Dr. Facilier, both decks in the play. Last but not least down there, these aren't super exciting, but just so you can see, these are tokens that you will use in gameplay. I'm not going to open them out and pull them out completely. These are all things that you'll use that kind of points in there, those little small circles. There's a bigger circle to kind of help you figure out something and who can and can't be attacked in the game. And then there are locks that go on certain things, actions for villains that they can and can't use until they unlock them. So that is in there for you as well. So that is it. That is Villainous. The game, all of the things inside, the expansion pack, as said before, can be played by itself. It can be played with the original as well. And it is an excellent game. Very difficult to learn at the start, but once you get it, I just can't stop playing it. So there you go. There's our unboxing for the expansion pack Villainous, including Hades, Evil Queen, and Dr. Facilier. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't, check out all of the other ones we have on the channel as well. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so either. Come visit us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our Facebook group, Disney Through Your Eyes, and everything else that we've got going on for you on social media. That's all I have for you in this edition of Eye to Eye. But until we assemble again, may the Force be with you, and we'll see you real soon.